Good evening. Welcome to the Lo-Fi Evening Podcast. Only in the evenings where people come to tell their stories and where stories have been told. Now we are in episode 8 of the podcast with a special guest that I think you guys might know. It's none other than Ferdinand Rani, aka Code Freemen. I think you know him very well. He is one of those people where, how shall we say, you know him very well through YouTube and through other vlogs, and such a wholesome name, shall we say. So without further ado, first and foremost, thank you for listening to us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And if you want to know more about us, we're all in the link in the description down below. Everything is there. So yes, Mr. Ferdinand Rani, welcome to the show. Kubli wan mantasngi. Kade kajing kaman pen to have you in the show actually. So believe him introduce yipi hiki listeners but ki viewers jungi mo.
Okay, Kubli thank you so much for inviting me, Jones. Allow me to speak both in Khasi and English, if you don't mind.
First time for me as well. So let's do it. If dengar ke bakla, please teach me the way.
Okay, so Kubli yaki bapet kumjo and yapir kumjo ika team, everyone who here part of your team. Kerteng juga di Ferdinand Rani ngej bun peng jong pi bapet yakni video pi thu yang akum Code Freemen tinga don ka YouTube channel ngai kerteng do Code Freemen ti but what else?
Everything is karan chapo ka description sha down below. So sampai hang tu ka link and everything to his Instagram or khot kan don hang ya post screen ru te do watch that as well. So Rani, it's such a privilege bendan mapi hang ni. I mean, sparing a piece of your time, shall we say, ma bendan bangi. So aku benong pi. Lots of people, I told you earlier day, lots of people are drawn to you because of your smile. Nei pyo kanik enthusiasm jong fi, kanik zeal mo, kanik jing comment, kajing ipo pada vile kanik videos jong fi. Kanik vile shisha na vile kai na ong yang kata.
Nga kalau kung tahaji siya li hapor mga sedang ningkong te ay kalau tadi ka don bet kani ka jingmut dam shalendat kan banong ba ladami video mo di banong serious ben. They come smiles and laughter and all that. Them only meant for comedy show. You know, they Andre hapon mga sedang ngadang persyang mikum tadi ban long serious, ban long appeal to people. You know, to people of all ages. Kibala orang ba, bat kiwi em tengah perhat balarade ba lada keren ke long serious kan. Te hadir ba hapon mga kenal sisian ka dan bloopers ke video ngayok kumberki. Tengok ngan bone kamu tu long iladi I'm a kind of guy balong hamlong hamle crack lihat even when I'm alone I crack a joke all alone.
Well and good that's tip for you guys, don't feel sad, crack a joke.
Correct. Ti hadirin adam tu nan yeah, so I thought why not just include the bloopers in the video kan. Te nga tap itai jing bakla jo nga hapo video em te mas tap ari kum ta ka response gi bri ka fair de te okay, so a little bit of humor it'll be good. It won't harm the channel. Te taking nga sa sedang banlong kum ta banlong natural banlong kum mga long bait kum tu when I'm all alone. Kata kan ladang don be marway hakam rathia ladang don be marway dan banu ram kemud da katu ke ju hi ke jinglong kebun ngai nga sedang man project haki video jonga te so the key to that along no just be yourself. Te if you have it inside of you, whatever you have kan, if it's anything at all, if it's happiness, if it's sadness, I mean just be true to yourself. Once you do that, she seen with people me ito jinglong ko man siya po ayam kamot. I mean people can relate. That's just it. People can relate. So as far as the smile is concerned, yeah, just kidding.
As smile is concerned, follow him. Anyway, kalong kumni mo nga pet your pee and your enthusiasm and everything, right? Since you're talking about smile, do nga pet mata ki por ki bri gam jur ki shote. It's very sad to see mo.
Yeah, God, it's perspectives. Kam ngam daong ba manu ba rki manu ba susi. Teman long kalong pat ka syong haka jungi te. Langi bun ke jung keman ne langi bun ke jung susi ne. Te kalong ta kan shubu la day ba ngi nyaw ke jung keman sudah. If we count the blessings, then we'll be happy. If we count just the bad things that are happening, then of course how can we be happy? Like half of your days is gone with you know.
It just kalong kadisha mo pi perspective.
Yeah, it's perspective. Number ba ka kut bentati la day ba pi la pi sungtu ba ka don ka jingkurku jinge mem, and every single moment that you live is a miracle ne. Then you'll realize how blessed are you, like how fortunate are you to be alive, you know. So why waste your time complaining or frowning or you know. So kabasahi ke de bitang kata lari ba phite ba phi don tangkawi ke jing ba phi penem ba kani ba phi em mentaru kawi ba kawi ka klimat ke de ke jing kurku jong phi bu ai blai nei de tang ta phila ban appreciate te phila ban nyukor ke jing em, and then you'll be happy.
Counting your blessings, right? Kini ki shong kumno mo kini ki jing kurku mo mi yo on a daily basis. It's such a thing tama na alap ki briu hajing sha. Sometimes even though the parkhat bha mo long nowadays, if you consider, just imagine, like, I think you have done this, people have done this as well. I think if you just go and just smile at a random person, be like, okay, what the hell is guy looking at me at, right? Kalong kuto ka kalong not kumni ka stigma tama kalong kum ka, it becomes like negativity is kalong ka norm te manta alap kata. Have you noticed that, like mapili being a person who, you know, like being positive and enthusiastic and trying to spread joy and smiles to your vlogs and everything. We'll get back to that later. But have you ever noticed that, like you and your experiences trying to bring smile, but it's like the negativity always overwhelms the positivity?
Yeah, 50-50 I can say. Kalong kum ni ka bunsin lardi boong ba long ladai cringe pangata ka positivity lani ladai cringe pangata ka jingkemen lani the, you know, the smile, maybe the laughter that I bring to videos or maybe to people nay. Most of the time it's not an effort, it's just me being me there. So I don't quite notice if people you know, if people react differently to my joy or to my happiness, because it's like if I'm happy, I'm just happy, man. If you are sad, if you're disappointed at me being happy, that's be my guest. I mean that's your loss. Yeah, but there are times if you know, if you try to communicate that laughter, that joy, that happiness to certain individuals, they don't accept it, you know, in the way that they should, if I can say. But kalong tati kalong ba ting ni pi shubu ngapu samrke lani ngaile ban crack a joke sometimes tinre jaka ban rke lang hilong okay te long okay kidan kum kita tinre long pat habukut kesengi bar kalong ba ngihaban sung thu pat ya ka position jong itu ibreu te. We need to understand the situation of that individual. Like maybe he or she going through something. Maybe they never seen a person you know, laughing that way in front of them. You know, sometimes it's culture shock for them. But as far as nong nu kajing ikendu usang kan ikibriu ngampat lap ikibriu bikin long hadu kata bikin long ignorance towards the smile.
Yeah, See now guys. Screenshot dia kan ni. Screenshot dia kan ni.
Please ya.
Ketua mentan kan screenshot. At least will bring a smile to your face every day. So credit goes to good Freeman. Yeah, that is all jokes aside. Kadai siya mga pi. Kadai ka mentah ki por mo nong kuno. You can't deny also kadai mga pi. We need to understand ka background jung ki mo. Ki lambang ki ngimtim ne. Tama the thing is. The most inspiring thing is that you're bringing laughter to them. And if they smile at your video, I think that's worth than any subscriber, any followers, anything. They ngakwa kli pi kena jingkli ba mtamo ma pi pla. You know, you have your YouTube is growing exponentially, and I think within a short span of time, the ki testimonies you pi your try ki you know your viewers ki jing ki beri ki ba pet ki videos on pi. How did they respond to your videos more or less? Like I think I feel they're very genuine more. Comments on piru kan. So can you explain a bit spang kato?
Ki lada pikiran si spang kini ki excuse me. Lada pikiran si spang jong kini ki comments. Ki badan hapo hapo channel, particularly long channel jong kan. You'll have different types of comments, like you know. Any comments that you would expect in any other channel gidon nang tu tinre kiba bun pat kiba ngalap mentah kham hadin no ki kham long more on the positive vibe te but nga sko comment ni ta kaway ba at least I'm these little and small efforts that I put in the videos of doing those things na videos long it brings that positivity even in the comment section te man kapor hapor mangadang sedang ya ka channel lah ka kiti por comment shwa te kidan ki hate comments ki babun ba te but ka secret ka ngalap kolong ba you address them personally, don't ignore te ladapi address hot kidan ki bakwa attention ki babun tin rei pat long kabanga pat ngalap naka jingalati junga as YouTuber kalong ba ladapi address ki personally shibo ladapi if you take time to respond and to answer reply to those comments it shows your personality how you react to those kind of comments, how you react to certain negativity and that way it develops, so which means long baki brio ki yo to ka personality jong feeling ba jong kiturti, not just you, because if you shoot a video, it's pre-recorded, which means you will only keep the good side, so to say, right? Te mentan re lada day pat ba phi bo pat yakini ki yaki comment shubo lada phi reply comment long ki company ya ka jimu super khat ki jong phi, it reflects your mindset, it reflects it reflects your conscience, your ideologies and everything so if you respond to those negative comments, if you respond to any comment at all, it reflects your personality. That's where people get to learn and that's where you draw that circle of people and if this particular person who you know who give negative things about you, say negative or bad things about you, the next time that he wants to again to comment laki kwa ban comment yang itu ijo ibriyo ini in leran mablay namar nakadaw jong to ka jing jubap ko jong pite but it all depends on what you reply it all depends on how you react to those comments so it all developed from that so all this while when I had those negative comments baro kay tik negative comments iba ngayo baro kay gitu ki hate comments mo iba yo ti iwe iba nga jubap mdetang haka comment section dan ting nga shim ki comment ru live stream gumto tinga jubap ki comments ru hang tu te but kibriyo ki yo instantly hang tu ki yo what kind of a person are you te long of course la di jubap hang tu you cannot pretend anything that you say kamu kalong live be jang tu pimlaban buri te maybe people likes that, maybe that's how people can connect more ya ka channel, and that's how these positive vibe wala comments they put in ki one.
I totally like that. I think the keyword hang tu ketika reaction kumno pi pet ya ketika comment kumno pi respond ketika we ba da perkhat maha mata kapor mo, like if you really think about how we people portray ourselves in front of camera, I mean say, hey, how are you, like, hey, it's like welcome to my life and all that stuff, right? I can easily do that, you can easily do that, but then I like the way you said it, but reaction jong pita to them. So like kumang pi live, right? So sometimes if you just imagine like a very very rude comment comes out, very like rude and vulgar, long very bad snew comment monkey one pi to, and suddenly like it just hits you there, like you that mask totally breaks off. So
yeah, tama ka kalong pat kumni sa kaway kamang ko mention ni kalong ba kaday ka background of that content creator is being brought up, you know, the environment, the family background that you or me or anybody is being brought up there. Na marbale yam kalong kumni shubu mo kum katu ka katak ba pi ang mata ba pi point out mata shubu laradan kuno ka bad remarks jong ro juno em ka bawan ka ba hit be ka ba dalong, you know, haddo be jam
from hell.
Hoy that mask will off and all that. Henry pa larade ba pi again, if you're true to yourself, if you come from a background that have seen a lot of those things, that won't bother much kalong ro kumta. Yeah, so I mean, I come from a background that I've been thrashed like anything. So I'm like, that is like puny little thing. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I've becoming like, you know, I what do you call that? Thick skin.
Long issue.
No, I come penetrate show. Of course, I do get hurt. I am still a person.
Yes.
There are things that when people say long, I do get hurt them, especially when it comes to you know, things that they speak about my loved ones. Mo, long ba shubu laradi ba p1 if you yourself are prepared, if you come from, you know, again from that kind of a background, like, you know, you've seen all done this, been there, done that, all that. So those kind of comments won't matter much there. And plus you have these guidelines and all that in YouTube now that you can easily filter and all that. But again, it comes down to your personality. It comes down to how you react. Comes down to how you see that person behind that comment. You know, so
true. Yeah, I mean, the perkhat bha, if you really think about it from a perspective of, if your world it's like just based on Instagram and, you know, that small world, and with that comment can one in a, and it just collapses and breaks and destroys everything.
Kumipiru manta, people will say khalish.
Breaks my heart. If that comes out, you're gonna see the truth. Identity yung akan me.
Ngan sa hirap in reply lang sa comments.
Pro. So yeah, kadisha movie ka. What are you doing? Okay. So kadai katawang pi. Once that, you know, if your world collapses it just breaks down, man. And kadakalong destroyed later, last name kalapat, then what's the point? And plus kumampi, it shows your true self, right? But then the thing is, mapi, let's come back to you actually. It's like before you start YouTube, so you were talking about the personality, and all that. I think and YouTube didn't make this personality. Personality. That is just like an outcome of what you are doing. So you've been more or less developing this personality till that point where you can showcase to the world that, oh, this is Code Freeman, this is me who I am, right? Can you just explain to me like personality ka one ka source ka one
so Kulishibun, I'm really, I have to thank you for this. I mean, you're like the first person who saw this as an outcome of what used to be before along na kumtande mo pi ibet bakani kamdi shoot tang mga shoot project for YouTube or for the people tinray kade kabala don lupati na do mo siya te kasulong mi kumta kanu ko personality ru ha jingim ka personality jong pi ka personality James or even Ehsan that we all have our own personalities which we show out there to the world. We project ourselves out there in the world, and the difference here is that this is the screen world and the actual world. So it's just about trying to differentiate between the two and trying to combine the two worlds together, and then you get to project your true self. Kan? Tinray kumno kasdang kanu kadagdor kasdang. I mean. So there's nothing new. I can't say it started from that age or that day. Then Ray So let me come down to this more. Maybe the foundation of the channel, let me just say that more. The name of the channel itself can define the personality. Quote Freemen. More. So the name of the channel I quote Freemen. It's based on John 8:36, John chapter 8 verse 36. Kabong whom the Son sets free is free indeed. So kadiha katu ka benta kadiha katu ka dukot chong ka Bible banga bu banga base katu kerteng. Hakajing siya quote Freemen kam dadi ka kerteng ngayo kerteng naki kimi pa ka jong I will not umdamo ngan mong I will not ignore that barong bang. Well, I'll change my certificates. I'll change my birth certificate and all that. No.
You were talking about that.
I love my name. It's Ferdinand. This is Ferdinand. Tenre quote Freeman patlong kadi. Actually, it's quote Freeman is born out of maybe so to say out of it's more like a principle there. Kadi principle. So I believe every one of us, even people who are watching this, barokay nang iyam ngidon utaw quote lani udon to principle bangi that we live by. Maybe a quote that says, or maybe a principle that says, I will not cheat, or maybe I will not drink. Oh, I will not have tea.
The first guy in the show. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I will not. I will not get married. I will stay single and all that. So we have different codes, different principles in life. So this is my principle. So and when you quote Freeman, it was a tagline actually. Udi tagline hapor ba kanang bu karkhna te yakini ki jing shna borokhan ngai da tagline ken. So it's quote Freeman. So it comes from a free soul, a free spirit. So that's where
the whole thing came to be.
Yeah.
Man, it's interesting because but your scope like an origin story jong pimo and how did the name came to being. So it was crunch pang verse day, which is very, very I think it's one of the verse that we all know about. Tama, the thing is the word of God is kind of like a thing where the more you read, the more you are refreshed by it. It's always like that. So can you just explain, since I have a feeling also that you're very spiritual as a person as well, and I think I've met another individual that is Dawan. He really talked in depth about this. So those who are listening can listen to Dawan. He really talked about spirituality in great lengths. I think spirituality aphiru kalong kaya rap hatray ban more centered te kumburiu hatray mo. So can you explain a bit about your spirituality and since we are pish pankanika verse and how it really molds you as a person, for the viewers out there who are listening at least and watching as well, right? And they'll have some kind of a kind of food for thought before they watch, or maybe they can take out of this video this podcast that we are recording right now, right? So can you explain a bit about that, your spirituality and your spiritual life? I know if it's confidential, please don't mind.
kabul na. I mean, this it's I mean, it's it's very complicated to explain, but I can just say as simple as this. Jesus died so that I can live and so that I can have purpose and meaning in life. And everything else revolves around that.
Exactly.
I mean, simple.
Sweet and simple, actually.
Yeah, it's simple. So he died and he lives again, and that gives me a reason to live and
a purpose as well. And a purpose, actually.
And a purpose.
I think so. Yeah, I think it really helped you to, shall we say, spiritually it mold you to be the person that you are now. I think.
Hi. Em ka kawi kalong ta P Jones. Hakijingi mujongi no matter what we believe in, no matter where we are, ladakadon laringidon hakijing puli ngidon haka relationship ngidon haka jing tre jing kata langidon hakunu kanu kabenta jong kajingim kujongi kabangi kandu jing ene ngisuk na ngilong kumnu ruam. It all comes down to your foundation. Like if you fail, where do you run to? If you if you get stuck, lepi kendo jing lepi ye kendo mo siang shanu pi mare. Lepi ngat ka jing jinjar lepi duk pi kerdu lepi pang pi sitom shanu pi mare. Ti satas ba pi mare kata di foundation ka jong pi. And Qatar Foundation is the source of your joy. Whether or not you are connected or not connected to that foundation on a daily basis, but that will be the source of your joy, of your inspiration, of your everything. So, which means every person, if they are joyful, if they are sad, it reflects the kind of foundation that they have. So. That's it.
That's really you're like a philosopher, man. Seriously. It's not just a sermon, but I feel like kalong laban bukom ka quote haka wall tis all good Freemen.
Okay, to sa quote na sa buori.
Sa ka plakat. But really, man, I mean, spitting wisdom, that's really, really true. I mean, running to the foundation that you have, right? Yeah, it's something I do agree in that. I think to develop that kind of foundation, it really takes time. I think if it wasn't for that foundation, for you in this case, the spirituality, I think you wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
Right? You wouldn't be here.
Yeah, so people are looking for that foundation. So why not Jesus?
Yeah. One of the sources, shall we say, right? So I think that's the reason why we're being centered so important because you're so swayed by so many things. You being in the public eye, I think you'll be very swayed by it. I think popularity, fame, and it comes with that. It comes with the whole package. You can't deny that. YouTube is something, and now with podcasting and probably through Spotify as well. Those listening, please do follow us. Joking, man. If you like it, it's okay. If you don't, it's okay. But anyway, I think it really, I think can be easily swayed by it more. So I think being centered is really, really important.
Don't come.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
So, what do you do in life? Anyway, that was just a stupid ass question.
Okay. I thought of answering.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. We're talking about spirituality. Okay. So the first thing is, let's talk about your YouTube. Obviously, people know you because of YouTube. PLP ka following jong feeling ka bala to be frank with you, for such a short span of time, shout out to the neighborhood boys who actually did a very, very great job. If you're watching this, guys, and Kirikilong very in depth. I really liked about that. And yeah, so you come from a very humble background. That's the thing, right? So can you explain a bit about your background, if it's okay, if you don't mind? That it's all due respect to you. If you can explain.
No problems. Okay. Okay. Kalau ni Kayeng kasam nakalyang long no ka background ka family background ming iwan. It's like very what to say. It's very ordinary, and nobody would even notice. So that kind of an ordinary that I'm talking about. So it's something that that we nong no kalong bet kayeng kasam kabasulong ngiim, we survive, we live, we do education, we do jobs, we get children, we die, bas khatam. I mean that's just typical ordinary family, and not much of a purpose as a family. Long bangin don kanya dum sya long bangin perkhat ban ong ban long ambitious. Probably we know the kind of background that we come from. We know the kind of support that we have, because the only thing that we have as a family is one another. So that's just it. And the only thing that that we can promise each other is what? Love and respect. Ti kadon tang katay ti but hadin ka bangi kad nanghe ay ngalong grateful na bentajong kini ka family background ka bangawan mo. Dan iti paiit jong ay balong my role model na do bangarang rin. Tinday mai iba hikay iba naman nga barki kamiit paiit jong te maki kiba hikay kiba in the harshest way that you can imagine of things. Old school wait. Pile tribris ngar lario. Te lampay mat malakod. That kind of what do you call that ong si katu kajing penhe pensante kabeki ki wanra te bat nga sngo buram ki hadu kata ba ngam ting nga sa jengay ni email for education te nga police ni sa Shillong bat jong email pa ki dan siya po clearat te nga sa jengay ni email bat bunsin ngam jud kham sutanat bandit ti bat ki email pa nga sutanat ban sa bat ki sini malalong no nga penlong kemilong kapay ki te bat hadin long kata kasing ailat kasing email pa ruam kalong ba bangan long independent te bangan long bangan tip ila ka jong kalit kawan all that. Ti hadian hadu bikibu school nga 7 years nga done in boarding in JNVs. Ti kadi 5 years in JNV Nyangbari and 2 years in JNV Mukla.
You can drink water and you
yung sam shabar. Long niyang mga niyang.
La. Emily went to Blilly. More views. Just joking.
Anyway, ti hadian nga yun nang tu diyang tu mga ngasdang banlan mo ti, and these kind of opportunities that I get to study in these boarding schools, I get to meet people. Ikendu ikna ki perlok ki bahadu mentaru ki ba nganang ye perlok hadu mentaru. These are like my blood brothers, and they come from all the type of family background that you can name of, and that's how I get to know people, that's how I get to love people. So I had to make non-tribal people my parents, because we were there. It's a fully residential school. Kadi school ba kabahap shong hostel bihang tu baro news nem tingamdan kami kapangamdan mo menuru ti ngadan kini nong hikay kiban kiwi pagi jelam kiba long kami long kapabe tingi kiba ladon kamem yekingi haban ikode tika kaladon lupa. There's that intra cultural exchange since when we were 10, 11 years old. So we lived there among tribals, non-tribals. I mean, you name it. So we are there. So we had fights. We had, we did everything. So that's how we get to learn. We get to learn it practically of how you need to survive. So those survival instincts, all that ong si kijing long independent ban survive la village no siya no long katu ka ai jing hikai te. And that's the best part. That's the best thing about these schools, these residential school called Dawan Kharkongor. And they teach you so many things about your kajing long your personality, your kajing long jing im and all that which I doubt that other schools here in Shillong or maybe in other parts of the country would do. Namar 24/7 pidan bi beki no hikai. They are the ones monitoring every step that you take along lo ta. Dari pidi khui lagoi. Long ta. Hang ni pila bani pen kana pila bani tai you can skip pila bani biki. Beki dos khna dong di khui ni time dan bi. Hang thi hapo hostel ba. The only place is Shaklau. Karena we lam jong Shaklau ke jing ting ke jing perjong penkana jing sma. Ti long kadang ila ka jong ti ka environment kan. Ti bad yang tu ka sedang nurture yang ban and then kata dan bat sakini ki and then the struggles that the family are going through and all that. Ti kapenlong rang ba kan. Kapenlong rang ba ti bad do upoy upot pat ba kumtaki financially we struggled for education, for everything. We had to struggle for many things, and one of the childhood that I missed as a kid was I always wanted to have a bicycle, which they could never afford. And I thought that if I can ride a bicycle, I can easily ride a bike. So I had this thought that, see, I will never own a bike in my life, looking at the condition of my family. So if I could just learn a bicycle, then somehow in the future, I will get to ride my friend's bike or so. Then maybe my dream will be fulfilled. But sadly, that bicycle thing never happened. But the bike thing, fortunately, it happened by the grace of God. And it's interesting for you to know that I don't know how to ride bicycle till date.
Oh my goodness.
Just what? Kamu lang niya bicycle?
It's like total opposite.
No, makatayan. Ti kalongom ta. Ti Henry palong. Ay ngo ibli pat ba lingba kita kijing yeshem ti kijing yal ti kita ki struggle kita ki kijing yeshem as a family. Long kapenlong rang ba engi kapenlong rang ba tang yang Henry ki para ki jonga ya ki kimi san ki jonga ti. All my family members, they can testify, even our relatives, they can testify of the things that we went through, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful pat ba what happening jong kita ki baro ba jiaru happening ta jing yeshem jong yem long. The best part is long we stuck together as a family. Long iwe don bet she jaka pet iwe but katu kadang asushu itu ka bond them, and it develops that love there for your neighbor, not just your family but your neighbor kan. And that's how it makes me fall in love with people, and that's how it every time that I get to make a video man kapor bang snal along YouTube video kan. It's out of the love for people there. It's like, if it brings joy to them, it's like nothing like it.
Best feeling actually.
I sound like a politician here.
Mentang, bukan.
Teman, but I love people. But no, please, not yet. But I love people. So that's where I mean that's where these contents they arise from there. No marba kaslong it's just that I love to connect to people. It's just the communication. It's just the interaction. So I like to talk to people. So
that's one thing. Just reversing back a bit, Dame. You actually, based on my understanding, is based on my research as well. You actually fifitrable for a while. If I'm not mistaken, you did, right? So I think that going through that struggle a bit, and maybe like you said, even going for not getting a cycle, Did it train your personality to be a little bit tougher when it comes to life, or maybe the key one kini jing jing im jong pi dai kaya rap ipi and some way mo atrai kini ki mapilit lamba kini like you have to really earn your whatever you want happen lang.
True. But Pema, I'll just tell you, bicycle is just a small thing that I could, a very small dream that I could easily toss it off, because I knew that my parents could not afford. Technically they can, but it's just that it's not in their priority list. Other priorities are like, education, or maybe food, or maybe clothing, or maybe uniforms. And kawin niki kijing ya kendo upat kalong ba kawin niki kijing kerku upat ki bangayo kalong ba ya kini 7 years kini ki news nam ki bangayo ban South Australia. It's free of cost. It's like everything from fooding, lodging, everything. But you're supposed to say GNV. But you're so okay. So this is a central school funded by the government, the central government, and you get everything for free. Which means even your uniforms, bed sheet, bed cover, nado bercut beniat, tong cleaner, Colgate, sabon, everything. Mo nado slipper, nado duty school canvas, baru hoite for 7 straight years.
I hope in a government as well.
That's the only thing.
Sadly, they're lagging behind in that. Okay, sorry, my apologies. Go ahead.
Light nang putun po siya kamay. Tinray baru koy lailot. Ti war kakot iru ailot. Ti fortunately long yanga nomor bang ka ningkong. Ngadi kun ningkong firstborn. So fortunately long kiyo lalong no kilayo ban spend no long lalat ti katuk expenditure for my education from class 6 to class 12. The 11 12 the like even fees ki ramba ti long kilalat ti for 7 straight years kilalat ti mata kilayo ban focus ki para ki jongamo. Tinray kamkut ka story kamkut tahang ta menta hadin hapor mga wan shani nga kwa banlet degree so I always wanted to be an artist when I was young. I have no clue what an artist do, but man kapor bikil lari ki brio ki kali nga ki ong pikwa long ayu ko na siya dahe ng artist uli ayu ng amtib. I have this vague idea that an artist do art, paint and all that, but I have no clue how he make a living and all that. So how would you pursue that as a professional career and all that? I have no idea. The over the years it changed a little bit because when I understood that you don't have much thing to do as an artist here, and I don't know any art school Kenya hang niya Shillong, so I thought okay, let me change my ambition. Ti hadin taman ripat katu kajing kwalong artism kladeb dan num siya. So hapor mga poy degree I wanted to go to pursue for an art school there. I came to know about this Shanti Niketan in West Bengal. Ti taman re again kim nayeng kim dalong kim da de bar nang basta do kata bikin penwat and all that ki jingpuli egum to te kim nang ong ye tamlili 4 judan menit pulin sabar nayeng tilong ka am ti kyong tapis ni la kata sa sabar tim pois ni sunuru ti persyang banwat hang yo sudan ti kadan kaway ka one of the institute came up here. And this institute teaches animation. I went to seek admission mo. Tingnan po yung kapoy ka fees around 2 lakhs a year. It's considerable mo talking about the youth tamanre but 2 lakhs for us is like man. Ti kalalong klarem palat kay tengah ti bansi tengah I have to give up again that dream. I gave it up. So I went to Shillong College and St. Anthony's, I remember. I went to St. Anthony's College. I opted for history major. And then I went to Shillong College because I can't take too many forms, 100 for each form. Sispating ka ako. Hindi, sispating ka. Sanputing ka na. Sanputing sispating ka ang ngamnakan mo. Tila sim form bun tiling mo lalot pisa. Tika mo nga sim form tang artali kan. Semua artli ti kamot ngali hapo ngathepo history department hapo hapo sinanthnis ti ngathep ngapoi po Shillong College padam. I cannot go for anything for any subject that has an entrance test. Because if I give entrance test because I completed my 12 in CBSE, till once si embos ngamtip I have no clue about the course here. It may be different te ngathep English learning ngathep economics learning ngathep kiwi long ngamtip ti yo lesi yo ngampas te kamut lalos te ngalem no ngalit page napo ka napo ka prospectus ngape sa kung subject kham thamai ka which maybe not so common subject kan ngalibit sak ngiem ngi betul philosophy this is a new one a new one ngapa just menuru tingang okay ठीक है ngapi mdan entrance test ngathap kan tap I was like 80% sure that I will get in thank God I got in this history thing hapo sinanthnis ka ngashutap sinanthnis number because
kind of thing.
number sinanthnis I knew that even college fees in numla pan afford them the Shillong College is like aram se tingi ngasapole Shillong College kan so somehow Shillong College pan bakalit belar tat long yo ban yarap artat long ime hiyeng persyang kum tu ti hoi te yo ban tre tat bela mulu malah ni tai try to earn here and there for pocket money or maybe for for travel expenses ni for a little tea here and there sometimes te kata kita melak man pan ni
not tea water
water anyway
sorry
that's how it develops and hang tu pad kasapoi and then long it teaches me the hard way kan of getting anything in life kan and then I pursued my masters again in philosophy ngapoy masters kampoi long no pelapoy itu kam dalili shu lalong no ka fees ka hamduna ka scholarship la kham he khandiat again side by side again persyang ban train all that the Malsendep Ndaladep masters part so I wanted to pursue my research tama long suthu bam msngulong I tried once twice ilong if I keep pursuing suthu ngamla nomor ba ngam dan scholarship ka babiangan tikamot nganumla ti ban survive plus I have to look after my family I have to fend my family I have to support them they with just scholarship from university wouldn't you I give up on that and then I started working and all that so and then my mom passed away and then my dad got sick so among siblings we had to survive somehow and all that but thank God that long takin ublay long umino ate uyalam bingi hadian pat ngan atre kum to kibun ki jingal lenti and all that and 7 years hadian ngan ladap ngan lasdang bantrem 7 years after my education but I get to pursue my research again but and interestingly the artist thing that I had when I was a kid the research paper that I'm working on is on Khasi art. So it's like it's like kala kapik. I mean, it's a totally different turn.
It's like a full circle movement kind of thing. So that's catching him to feel along. Okay, first shout out to Shillong College for the product. Why, man, Anthony's? Why? Gee, what? But I'm from Anthony's. And then. So it's a full circle movement again. So yeah, man. I mean, working and family issues. That is, man. Props to you, man. I think at the end of the day, the perkat bha phila haban balance the kini. So how has it been when it comes to time management? I mean, during that time, it must have been. I mean, going to college, coming out. I think is it for young students nowadays because kilong more or less kilong quite come chill can get.
I'm not as bright as you think I am.
It's okay.
Kalau
Same here.
I mean, I'm a backbencher kind of guy mo.
The backbenchers in here actually. So okay, go ahead.
Kaslo ko ta kanya I always knew along all those while can ba education is important. Whatever it takes, education is important. Kat ba phi la ban kershan la da long skat ba long ram long phi hab de ban le ite. So education em la da de hi ba kampat don ka jingkut ye pm takamut you try to pursue te. Pahidupo la da phim la shu ban pursue, or maybe you can't do it anymore, or maybe the situation doesn't allow you anymore, then maybe you can call it retirement. But as long as you can they with all your effort, with everything that we have, they keep pursuing. Probably I realized Kenya what was the question again?
I think we're talking about St. Anthony's and talking about Shillong College and how you balance time.
Oh yeah. Okay, yes. Yeah, okay, to.
No problem. Go ahead. How all the time in the world.
Hadian kan ya katu ka education umusam long ngamong bang ngakwa ka hadu mga dalong man top 10 and all that. But I knew that in every stage in every level of education, from BA first year to BA second year to BA third year, there is something that I can learn. Ti hadu ngapoy masters from first semester, second semester and all that. Of course I couldn't secure the marks as the others did. They came and first class and all that. So I was somewhere between the second class,
Same here.
Ti hadin ngandalayu ngan itu is second itu position padam long kadan biti ketu kajing thrang te ba learn something more. Te katakin ka develop. Tinreipat banong ba bangan nganda bu ya ka kapor ngan krekot kata kam de and plus ru kolong no kam de hiru ba bangalit tre ru baro man lakas ngi bangalit tre itu and then ngasa rap ngasa late school kam de kam ta bunsian kadi bangasya litre ki por shuti nomor ba ngalit de ong kadi ka de class te kadi ka D section
so menski fly up
kadi ba menski ba ki college te kamu lara bangalit tre bala bang shutri y kum tu hang ni hantai la ni late ki por shuti kum tu man habalat je. When it comes to exam, I'm of course haban ay por kita. Tinreipat banong time management hi mentan talay tho masa kamla ba primary otherwise I'm like everywhere.
I think it's preparing you for this. I think so more. I like the way you said it because if you look at education, it's such of that thing where is like everybody say, oh, education, you won't get anywhere or whatever it may be. But I like the way you said it is that remember those times when you always like your marks or backbenches, I can touch our teacher and all that. But I feel that even for the viewers and the listeners out there, I think, even if you're not the smartest in class, I think you have something to offer to this world. So he's like, we are the product, shall we say. I'm not trying to flex or show off more. It's just that maybe it's not meant for you academically. Some people UPSC is like, bro, okay, no, I think it's not meant for you. So you have to be practical. This world is so competitive.
We are born in a competition world. We are born in a competition, man. But karbangin ang yan nado nursery kaya nado kasngi ba ligbo admission pi hakano ko school dik la dilo pa competition la pinyo ma pinyo unyo to we class dang pa am ta de pinlem no the class dang pa competition nem the only thing that's left for you and me is create your own competition.
Very true. Be your own competition. You made, I think, shisha. I think you really got to be good in what you do there. More, which Shillong is still lacking. If he really likes something, I think you still can. You're a true testimony to that.
It's like if I can't beat you in your game, I'll create my own game.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm good at this, right? You're good at that. So coming to a good segue and like a transition more, from one question, not question per se, but this conversation, kakakli pi ba te. How did this? I knew how your YouTube started and all that. Tama, how did it really started? Because you were first a mechanic, then you became a YouTuber. Okay, how does that mix into? Because you can have a YouTube mechanic show or whatever it may be. But that time, it's still a very because Mafi, if he's done 2020, right before COVID, like that. So how did this this idea of becoming a vlogger came into being, shall we say? Because you're a mechanic at first.
Yang kasi siya kalong dia being a mechanic ani ka kate ba por. The hats off to all my mechanic friends out there. Kiba pe ni video. The kiti long tray shitam nalor kataru ka por ka bam ha. The mandakhen le ya kom tray ki jongki from expertise to time and effort I'm like on a scale of 1 to 10 I'm just like minus 0.111. They're like way better than I am, and I learn so much from them. Nadu ko tray jong ki ngayo jing hikay pati te kibabun ki porlok jang kiba hikay kanya hadu mata ki mga haban sim jing hikay naki ki porlok mechanic. Te but ngasuthu ba kadai ka por long ka kam ka bate mate te but kasna jingsna but ka tray but ka ring video ladem na tu sa ke edit dos silong ani kamni ka bakai te tamalong hadin hapor banga sedang kasing sa ningkong bangi sedang kadai nomor bangi sedang ngisna ikini ki customized bikes mo. So we modify bikes. Te ngasna ni kong ikani ka show kabay David sipang ngasna video halo chuka ni ka show bangi showcase bike exhibition. Te nga persyang nakataken. Te ngasuka taman shule to just for fun for people to see. Actually I started YouTube for my friends to see. For my friends to watch what I do. And then have a good laugh and then comment and share among us. I never had this idea banong ba kibriu kibamday nakatuka circle of friends ki jonga kan kibamday ki bahiye ngasem jonga kin pette masung bay kumba kin day tang ki parong la people ki video ki bahmat dam you'll understand pin su thu be jam ba uni dos day usna video am dapat dos lejong te ngasdang kum tahi mangadang kum tu hi video ti hadin kan ada le itu ki video kan James ngampat slam yung kelas slam pelan kelahiannya yang
go ahead it's still good time
ti hadin ka
go ahead sorry
dan mo phone on dan meeting mo atau mnili yang usong subuh benda di badan mo phone song badan meeting very important meeting.
Okay, go ahead. We won't cut anything out of this. We'll just go for it. I like this very uncensored thing. Go ahead, yeah.
Was I? Oh, ito. Hakabat berka video. Te hadian kani ka UM kani ka long hapor bang sedang gitu te nga naparkhat bang chule betang ki baji nga khammo dira bane ak migi weru te kubrishbon na bata jong di Brian ki ba yarap pana baka penurlong ya katuk exhibition mo te hadian nang tu but hadian nang tu ngasa kasawan kanika lockdown suasana ko lockdown pan ngala persyang ban le video ni time ngamla mangsutu ka te ha Tinray idaniwi iporlok iba jondur wedding photography that was the opportunity kan tinga persyang bandring behind the scene BTS jong itu ki UM jong itu ki photo shoot tinga sedang upload gitu kan tinga upload gitu ngasdang yo hi traction ni hentai kendian but then again isulong kum tu dadi bang ai priority hadin kan lawan kenika lockdown kan lawan ke lockdown ka kam kelas akut dan kamay no income nothing the only thing that's left for me kadebet tang ka mobile ka phone but ka internet and of course my system my PC the hadian masin ngai kum tu ngapet YouTube kanyang jingpang tu covid ngaperi brokhoi kila shwi kila ki khore khangdam lockdown all that Kapil sini silong chungi, nakajong birthday, nobody cares and all that. Tingong, somewhere in the back of my head, I kind of realized that this thing they will reach. Mo, ya kan ka jelas ni kan tamang amtip lano. Tingong lada borokhay ki information ki ba ay kede baktin pareng. Tilong mano ba na para kakaktin kasi na tayo gini ki yung tilong basic info kan si pangjuni sickness. Ting ngali YouTube kay nga type jingpang COVID. Ngala tho yung mlap ngalap ko yung polong slideshow kumtu I realized long ba I realized that it's too less safe on information. I only saw one video on COVID. So what it was, I tried to make again a slideshow of these posters from WHO website. So I compiled them together and then I made slideshows again. So I did I think 2 slideshows and then my friend who's my brother-in-law now, he said, why don't you come out on camera and then speak? The same information that you're giving through those slideshows, you speak. So I took my phone, I still have that phone now. Ngashimli tay phone, ngabu, I make sure that I have all the numbers correct. I have all the informations by heart ken. How by heart nang ba banganum katin mar I do have some projects going on that I still need to attend to work on ki bikes projects. Te ngamla ban important them. Te ngabubi ka mobile to smack them. Te nga in one go bet sak pulilot bro kayam ladam to upload. Te ngale am ta kain te
No editing when you search one shot, one kill.
One shot bet, one take bet. So Shahrukh Khan wa. But upay do
put Shahrukh Khan hi
I'll be trying films also.
Yes. Watch out for that. Anyway.
Upay put them balar da bakla am ting ka video am kalapay 1 minute nay. Shubo 4.5 minutes ngalapay nga bakla I had to retake the entire thing.
From start bit.
From the beginning but upay report like dan ki jaj ki hamlong technical ki word I'm not a medical student. Te nga bakla hi ki swing swang ding bedong kintin
ki jargons kanya.
And plus ki ong si ki jingpang COVID li long kamay ki technical terms ki bon ba te long hapti ban balalo ko rehearse te nga bakla nga habban ni sile te nang tu kay nga nalale padam nga I attraction na tu kay masin mi I kador when they saw my face kay long no masin I be to kador nga try ba bakrenem the people could relate kay and it is the only information maybe platform that they can get about this new virus and the only thought nam kabangadan the only thought that I had in my mind was that people needs to know this. If there are only 10 people who are watching this, at least 10 people will be safe. No. 10 people, if they follow these guidelines, at least they'll be safe. No. At least they won't catch the disease. Kan? Tingnan na po karbi kum tabing. Wala rin iwi. Tangi iwi. Ipe jam na di yo. Jimentoy tingi iwi rumlele. Ari? Ngayon kitya ata ko step mo ori arajar views hani like just oh deal like okay and then I realized not because I wanted people to watch my videos. I never thought of being a YouTuber. I would never wanted to be a YouTuber. The only thing that I wanted to do to pass out information and then I did that every single day. Sometimes I post 2-3 videos
a week.
No, in one day. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up with 80 to 90 videos. And then by that time, local news channel started giving coverage of the situation. When I realized that, so because it's very technical and have all the informations and all that, and you have these rumors and all those things, so I wanted to take a step back and then keep away from those misinformations. So I wanted to only to give the information, the initial information about what it is and all that. So when it comes to the numbers, when it comes to how taking care and all that, so I left it to the news channels and media organization to do that. And a few other YouTubers also started coming in and give their version of the information. So that's how I took a step back. nga ile ban nong ban permisyo kan nga kerandin no bat nga sange no kan. Andala hapor mga sange pa them in that 80 videos. It took me almost a month, starting March second week till April third week or so. The subscribers jumped from 1.8k to 30k. So yeah, so when I realized pa them ngandala page pa tau subscriber like 30,000. I mean I thought to myself like 30,000. My goodness, even Jane's Stadium, I doubt that it can hold that much capacity. And I'm like, Ori, like 30,000 subscribing to my channel. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, it's kind of rude if you just disappear there. If you just disappear and not producing any contents anymore. Tingong to kalong tati ngan push no ibi content artly yang nientay. So that's how I change my content kan. And that's how it develops and all that. And a close friend he involved me in one of these one media organization, and then that's how I again got into the media
field.
Yeah.
Wow, what a smooth transition mo. Like how it's very smooth to the berkat day. Lang fifile shwa kini small like trying to give awareness, and suddenly like you're now with this, you have seen him in Himalayan and TNT, right? So I want to go back just a bit and talk about this.
Go back.
And because I need to dissect your personality a bit. It's such a, how shall we say? Because it's so fascinating, name. Sounds like a doctor trying to like dissect. Okay, I'll read that. Anyway, the first thing is, I think your first video was, I think your first not official video, but you were saying you did for your friends, right? Fearing shwa punk ni kaya tho dai bakla.
Ladang ang bakala siya mo. First video. Ka first video day kadi mga ring pang kini bikes. So I make bikes. I ring videos like short stupid videos about just trying to keep a collection of what I've done and what the team has done, because we had this team called Snar Garage before. That's where we customize bikes and all that. So it's like keeping records of the bikes that we've done, that we've made. So but I realized I ran out of storage because it was a very a very ordinary PC that I was using. So when I realized that I ran out of space, so I compiled them together, and I thought YouTube is the only place where you have free space. So I compiled them together and I pushed it on YouTube again.
So that at least your phone or whatever it may be.
Yung layo
cloud storage.
Cloud storage. Teman rin pa long so that
life hack.
Yeah, so that artistic knack was there. So I didn't want to just put the videos just like that. So I tried to make a story out of it, Ken. So I still remember it was called Unfortunate Horseman.
Unfortunate Horseman, yeah.
Unfortunate Horseman. So that's how I kept. Nang to kasawan pas kajing yatho yung parlok. I'm not too sure. Maybe the Unfortunate Horseman comes first, or maybe the wedding comes first. But both of them, either way, they're not meant for the public. They're not meant for the public.
Your friends
meant for my friends and meant for space.
Win-win situation.
Win-win situation, yeah. Tinre hapor pangali yung to kayo am kubayit ko to dosem plilat. Kaya nga yu uru nga shoot yu na marbang idan. I told you we had this group of friends, boarding friends. They're like everywhere, settled everywhere. Not in Shillong particularly. So I shot the video to show the gang and that gang, this is this is what happened when our friend got married. So that's how it started.
Man, that's so cool. Oh, it's one of those things where Kalong, you didn't intend. I think it was like, I won't say an accident, but it's just like you didn't intend to get subscribers, but it just happened.
Yeah. And that explains why James Singgarala. Thank you. Melili em kan ba mang ni?
Bam Lily. It's for the people to eat. ASMR. I think we can cut this part out. I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think we can keep it right. So guys, anyway, as he's eating, so okay, he's the guest, so he's the boss because we treat guests like gods. Iya, so sorry for all the people. It sounds like I am running a hotel right now. So treat your guests like gods, so please do come to XYZ hotel.
Thank you. Yang asu long thli ga sentur de. I mean, because katu kur kamle video jo am kalong ba kamle dia for subscribers that explains why ba hadu manta even when I reach 100k I'm really grateful. Masungu na mata jong kipai ba brokhat ki ba subscribe ke channel jong abi subscribe. Namar ba brokhat ki 100k subscribers ki ba 1m hapo channel jong ani kamde bang ki to subscribe se. I never tell anyone banong ba to subscribe te, but out of their free will long ki one ki subscribe, but long it really moves me te. But it's like they really like what I do, so that's how they gave the support by subscribing, and I hope I can continue that, and of course well, once in a while slip of a tongue, maybe the way that the dialogues go, subscribe, maybe kasumi la kami mo, but genuinely I mean there's nothing as organic as this channel there. The way that people are subscribing I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. Kulushibo ni baro khat nadu ki klung khna hadu ki temen na everyone baro khat ki ba subscribe Kulushibo, I'm really grateful.
Kadai, an organic person gets organic people. Shall you say? Kadai kini kawi ba ngalap nga shimat duka. Kani kata te kalau kata ka genuineness jong kini ki subscribers jong fee, they actually really appreciate the content that you have, even though it may look very how shall we say, kalong comic sometimes, which is that is your intent obviously, right? Kalong kumtate kalong ba, even through that they still stick around to watch your content and still like and comment as well, and that's a great feeling. I think that's just like one of the few tips, shall we say, in YouTube mo long little bit being genuine, because I found every person in Northeast are very genuine people. I think we have found that we don't find too many fake people in Shillong, even though you might see like we have had interviews, people who've in the podcast that we thought probably might be like, according to the public eye, they'll get long, oh, fake, whatever it may be. They'll always have that perception. But once you speak to them, they're like so genuine, down to earth. They tell you about your life. That is really, it's kalong paradoxical, very contradictory, mo. Tamang kata ka way ba ki Shillong, ki Khasi, ki Naga, ki Mizo, mga kendo nga shimat kadai ka way ba, it has been, they're all genuine people, and I think you have known that yourself too, right? Different people. So there's a good transition, mo. Kakli P, because you're an anchor, right? Meeting different people is your thing. So, man, you are actually a role model to many people about having just having a one-on-one conversation just like this, but more or less like on screen, off screen, obviously. But what do you, when you have a conversation with a person, right? That person that you're gonna have, or a conversation that you're gonna talk to, or other conversation that what the hell, the individual that you're about to talk to, Kibrif, Kobin, Kren, and all. What do you intend to get from that person? I'm not saying get in a sense like artificially, but what is your take on the lives that you try to interview and try to interact, if that makes sense? Isto kata.
Kancing kali ka ba ni kang kalong don shaw na ni singgara? Don shaw na ni po? Singgara shaw. Nice. First time na singgara shaw.
Not my favorite, but
singgara shaw. Nice. To. Okay. To. No, kalong niya. Singgara so nice. To.
We're sponsored by Singara Shop today. Anyway, 50% off of the next order.
Bas siya Film jumam se.
I've never been a fan. So sorry, guys.
P? Bam. You have? You don't? Okay. All right. So anyway, sorry. I got carried away with a Singgara show.
50% off next order. What is it?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Kalau kau ni ada interview yang you know. Kabaning kong kalong I wanted to make that person comfortable. First, the second thing is I wanted to learn something there. It's like
No problem.
it's like mnite kalong na ni. Shubu mentang ngali interview dia ya kanu ka ono kani ka issue shubu ni ya any lay person hangte in the streets maybe. So if I wanted to know if it is a yes or no from him, I don't go right ahead with the yes or no. So sometimes I want to know the position of that person te nga kwa man suthu swa hangnu ta iti brew idan me katu ka shubu larde I brew siyang dukan kamut kalong kumnu kata ka kayo ka hat ka jong kalong kumnu te long piyo ka perspective ko ba hambun te hadin de pila in that long comfortable de pila suthu pila man connect then you can ask yes or no. The yong yes ru you'll understand why yes. The yong no you'll understand why no. Long hakata karukom long yo ti ki information ki ba compare long yo ki information ki ba long genuine te long del se te
Heart to heart.
heart to heart be te but baro long of course kum ki politicians ki jong em ki bam lesi ki bam dan por thar nam ki dan ting physically ki jubab kum tu tenre ne ki babon pari ki de kini ki lalong na ki brio ki ordinary citizens kan ki bang iyo ban stories kum tu te babun sin hiam long get something day ka balong ka ba compare ka ba maki kim ju yethu ka you know ka ba lesi ka ba ka perthep ka don kam te ban sngap sipang jongki te la da kalong ka ba sudi tang wi so khyaru te what's the price or the value of that so khya wa ka perthei kala kan tip shubu kan tip arting ka wi so khya ni san nga wi so khya shubu tin rei pat ka value par ka ba jongi tu inong rep inong di na wan ra kumnu I de ha I de in rayo tu jing de ira shano te ile ayu da ka tu kasaning ka wi iyo te that tells a different story altogether kan not just what you want but also what you need or what the world needs te
Yeah.
yeah
Kadai mong pi. Ba kawai kadai mengalap nga I mean chimat day kini ke art we always talk this with every guest that we have here is that the art of conversation has kalong kelajak teh katu. Everybody has a story of their own. Like that's the thing I like. That's why I shout out again to neighborhood boys, right? I'm not mistaken. Yes. These guys, they're actually doing a very, very great job. Go subscribe. I think I'm going to keep a link down below. So I really like the way he said it is that, it's like, because everyone needed a story. Every person that we hit is there, right? And the thing that really struck me really hard about your content is I remember you went to meet that Kong in Yodo. Yodo ti Kong beri sope na try. She's been selling there 40 years, man. And you're saying that she has one son and it's like very hard for him and whatever it may be. And you gave money based on the monetization of your videos and all that. And I saw in one of your videos, a man who met you, just a Swiggy guy, giving you money to give. I mean, those things don't just happen scripted, And man, it's like, can you just tell me how it really felt like meeting people? And like I said, that shout out to you ba if he's ngap kani mentas ni iti ba up Swiggy mo I make pisas like shim kani is like it's like who allowed you to give you that amount of money, right? If you think about it. But he did it with a good heart. How do you feel like meeting such people like these and hearing their stories? I mean, yeah, they're giving something to you as well, but I think it really impacts you as well, mo.
Kalau kami Jones, it all starts from having nothing. when you have nothing, you realize that even something is everything there. They okay, nandung siya dang red, we were in that position. Nam gidan na kato kabantane kabalong ba. Kibriyo kila isnay yangi. The old clothes baki kim ju you show tiki aingi. And then we feel good wearing them. And then kamko tangta ki hikai ru hayeng balada pi larim ki jan chung pi pat pi ailang ki wei pat. Tika long kadan mi to a culture of giving te. They long see the need and then attend to it. Kalong ta kan. Te makasdang nang tahi. But katuba ang ba yoi kibri badan kibai don kam bani ayam. It's nothing new, and I'm not being a saint or being somebody over super special person. Banong bani to everybody has that longing inside. Mabali namarba, we know what it means to have nothing. Even if a friend of yours or mine who has everything that the world can offer, ti dangdon hi baki kimdon. Let's say maybe a relationship, or maybe love, maybe a communications, or maybe something that he wants that he doesn't have. That feeling of having nothing is the feeling of wanting to have something there. But lada pi don hi tu ijing sngo ba pi kwa banai ba pi kwa bandon ne kamut pi sngo thu yaki brio lada season page ne pio ba ki don kam kamut kan don me tik ijing ketik hapo you'll always have that feeling that I need to do something for this person. But the thing is, not many of us but them will give attention to that feeling there, to that, that tingling, ngim lalong ngima attention kan. Had we give attention them lalong do lada borok nang ai the attention them, I mean the world will be a better place, yeah. I mean than this kan. Dito malong kami nang tahi. Komiti ba kita ki ba ai. The swi ba Michael. The ai yang ai ya katuam balik kadina katuam. And he chose to give that. I mean, he chose to listen to that voice kan. I mean, he never had myself the heart mo ngalayo sngo lupa that voice. Okay, I'll go find a person and then give it to that. Give to somebody who needs. Kamu ngaladap plan lupa makan li ay Kumiti ba Michael ne masin kendo MC nga hang to be react right. So he heard the voice and he react and he give. The long. Let us be that way. Mdadan kam ban mi video. The video part is just for us to learn. I have been asking myself, why do I do videos? Why do I do videos by giving help to people? Kalalong kumaktin jumlay kong what I bakakti ka man sabi kan tipi kay bakti ka diyang sabi kale. Long larpili yang nuno ko if you do good, then you don't have to show it to people kan. Of course, ngarong ngaya nakatahi kay you kibon ma kiba all the hate comments and all that, but you show all that. But it's not about the showing part. This is about the learning part there, about how your little your little gesture, your small gesture can help change the lives of somebody there, and then it can impact the long that way. Again, it comes from the position of having nothing there. Tinga kikitu gidi ba POE hang to ni kung ba Michael giba POE kato kani giba ai hang to on screen on camera hindi kiba boni hindi kiba ngai kendo sharo sa karam kidan lili kiba ki parlok ki jongi ki ngai kendo sharo sa karam kiba yaladi kim dan ni iti ki ai nga. They have nothing, like come on dude kyong ngi video jong pi sim ai kan ni kadi tang kanya ka berit ngamla ban ni ai le ai mo pi. I mean, of course, ki kilaidan ki perlok ki blas dang banle lang gitu. I'm thankful ba ki don ki bas ki sedang banle gitu ki lek and they took the effort to go to those iti ki jaka ki ba jenjar ki ba ki jong ki ying ki brewam tinre long at least ka culture kala mi te. So at least that initiative kaba this internet is is introducing kan hangi long ilala make use of the internet and then spread positivity kan.
That is so true. Kawai bang alap ngajing. Me being a person as well, right? We seeing some of these videos that you're giving to, because there are lots of frauds out there as well. They leave behind the scenes, they'll ask back the money. It's like, what? Are you mad or something? But the thing is that they tend to ruin, shall we say, the image of give charity. So I think I'm also a victim to that. And it's like when you see these people, it's like, hey, he's taking a video and it's like showing to everyone. But what you said really clarified. It's like it's like even though people don't see you, or maybe you don't need to bring a camera crew and suddenly like, oh, it's about being human and just give. Because most of the time, like you said, if we always hear that small voice in our head, we say that, oh, give this guy, come on, man. You have enough money, you go to school, you work, and just give, right? But we tend to ignore that because maybe we feel shy or because of social pressures as well, right? So I think that is the spirit of being human. I think nowadays I feel like we have lost faith in humanity because of wars and atrocious crimes more were committed by lots of people. But I think being human, I think it's not lost more. I think you meeting meeting a family who doesn't have anything and give to you. And I like the way you said it. I think in one of, I'm not mistaken, you said that being rich inside, even though you're not rich materially, it's always the greatest benefit that you can have, right? So I think you're a testament to that, which is, it's good that your videos are not just like nonsense videos that you just like, oh, okay, this guy is a funny guy, or this guy, he just vlogs the whole day or something like that. With all due respect, don't beat me after this. but it's like fans jong Freeman, please don't lampoon me later. But I think it's a story to tell. It's a story to tell. Every month. So okay, since you're talking about YouTube, right?
Oh, dah jekli syuk.
Oh, dah bon kan. So
James minum jekli ni am.
so I do the talking, he do the like the all this stuff. So
Am long syukli lupa ya syumi jekli nang teh sibet ni.
tapi yang no James lah. How does it feel to silver button on YouTube? That was the biggest, I would say, biggest achievement, I would say, in your whole. Oh shit! Sorry. Everything okay, right? Okay, cool. So the silver button, right?
Silver play button. Yes.
Play button. Sorry.
Yes, silver play button. As much as it seems, it doesn't fancy me. All the things with all those kind of trophies and all that. It's just that people chose to subscribe, and that's the outcome of their subscription. So long ngamla banong ban take pride in that silver play button. So the only things that I take pride on as far as YouTube is concerned is the content that I put up. As long as people likes, as long as people share it and get value out of those content, that's the biggest achievement, and that's the biggest feeling that that I can get. But as far as the silver play button, yes, thanks YouTube. But really, it is an inspiration. It is an inspiration for many who haven't received it as yet, who are yet to receive it, who are on the way of receiving it. Tinre pat banong hi pat ba the kind of impact that this silver play button has on me personally, not much, because it's see, the thing is, the thing about about YouTube that I like about YouTube, it's like there's no end. You always climb. It's not that you reach this and this is it. You always climb. You keep on increasing. I don't know where PewDiePie will reach, or even T-Series.
This guy, they're neck and neck right now.
Yeah, they long kamdan di katu jingkot dia, kamut long kadang di potential to do more, to improve more, to explore more. So that's the best thing that I like about YouTube. And again, this explains why the feeling of. My feeling about the YouTube silver play button long come that don't that much of like, yes, I've received it. Not really. It's like, even if I don't receive it, it's okay. I might as well receive a golden play button or something, or
Once
diamond.
bound to happen, you never know.
Hakmat ki ban sawan nilai. Teman ribat kini pa kilom ki milestone kay. Which means these are inevitable success milestones ki ba phi yo. Tin ribat kim ribat ban long ba. They should inspire you. They should keep you moving and inspire others, but they shouldn't put you in a place where you'll take pride in it, Ken, that will be like, yeah, I'm the man.
Exactly.
You know? So it should make you humble, actually.
Yeah. I mean, for any Tom, Dick, and Harry, shall we say, getting that, I think it'll be like the biggest achievement mo. Kalau ka prize ba pure in that huge marathon that you have been running, right? But the thing is, like, with that comes a bit of ego and narcissism. Oh yeah, I've achieved, like, but how do you keep yourself grounded despite all this? Like, I mean, like, it's a huge achievement. I wouldn't deny that. In pen and paper is a huge achievement, but what makes you so grounded in a sense? Like, I know we talked this earlier, being centered, but let's talk about YouTube perspective. How you make yourself so grounded though?
Views. See, okay, so of course the foundation is there. That's where you have your inspirations, you have your everything, right? But technically speaking, when it comes to YouTube, views can really create a big impact, a huge impact on the kind of say kanika long lo ba pihak ban sulong kabam sngutrim de, ba pindum sutrim marbele ting ting yam ka views am nga iba ting ting la dakala shoot ba ka views, if there are contents like is shooting up, views are going up, it gives you that say that sense of satisfaction, yeah, okay, this video is good and all that, and if it stays there, come on, you'll have that feeling consistently, and if that stays like that, come on, the only thing that can change is you going up, your ego going up, and your everything going up. And I feel that there are few contents that I pushed on my channel again that didn't get much views. Of course nga sukta la kidan ki channel ki video ki bangam dayo views ba tinray pan at the end of the day so bangan thia nei kadon bi kani ka jinglong grateful ba kani ka video it teaches me that I need to be humble, that I'm still a person, that there are videos, that there are contents, that there are things that I do that people don't like maybe as much as they like other videos. It's like that. So maybe people look at me as a professional, but when it comes to this video, maybe I'm not. So I better keep my tone down. I better be, long pimday tiban long so he so lang so trim, that long long jijay kain. Long apart from that, but of course kita ki long side by side mo kita ki views bagi way tinday kaba kong san hi te kadibet nadu ba pisdang na banta kay did you start this for fame? Did you start this for money? What do you start this for? Is it your passion? What is it for? As for me, it's simply the connection and the interaction with people. So as long as people watch my videos, of course I get disappointed if views comes down, but as long as there are people watching for them, if just 10 people watching, at least I made my effort. I put in some effort for those 10 people, so that's more than enough. Yeah. And then if out of 10, if one can get value out of it, if he can go to that place and that place can get revenue from that one person, bindas.
I think I'll hog on your comment more. I'll piggyback more or less more. I really do appreciate, like we talked earlier about, so small and so short, right? That sometimes, like, even people who watch our video as a podcast and even so long, they still watch it and they do listen on Spotify. You know, like that time you watch our video or listen to our video, right? You're taking like a small chunk of your life, right, to watch us do what we do,
True.
right?
True.
And that gives a sense of like appreciation that you
Yes.
take that
Yes,
such a
yes,
precious amount of time, right, out of your whole life that you
True.
have, taking that small maybe half an hour whatever to watch our content. And I think you really solidified and summarized the whole thing in some way.
Isyong tang kumbashi kintai la jan kelap philosopher lang.
I'm getting the vibe from you.
Okay, yes.
So yeah, Karisha, I think it really boils down to that. Anyway, congratulations on being a newly, but it's 2020. You got married 2020, right? Congratulations on that. I think it's a huge achievement. I think the play button and that as well. So if I may ask, how is marriage life in general? How is it? Everything good? Everything great? If you don't mind me asking.
It's like bindas.
Yeah, saying that.
I mean, yeah. Marriage life. It's things changed. My life changed. Hagibabon bakilyang nadong sedong yikini kani karukom. Even my personality, say even my. The way that I treat people, the way that the things that I say yes or no. This is because of one woman. And I thank God that I married that woman. Yeah, so I'm really blessed to have married my first love.
Wow.
And we are each other's first love, bro.
So nice, man.
and
You can create a movie on that as well. Seriously.
Oh my God.
Golden button's coming very soon. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, my apologies.
Andre ka bolo hoy ka kalalong ka kala perdat lalong no na ka jingi mem ka day na do ba ngai kanui te ngai kanui 2010 if not mistaken, and we got married 2020, so 10 years of being together. Te Andre marriage first, it's lalong no kam dalong kam na pair show te nomor ba lalong no ka jing tho som kurum jungi ka debet tamin siya salang no tang ba ki kayeng kasem long kan ilong no kaway. Otherwise nadu man syaram bangi ongsi bangi dang ya inay day parlok ram. It's like the same thing kahadu mantaru. We we pull each other's legs and we do things that we continue to do those things, and there's no difference. But the best part is that she came to my life, and ever since the ki bon bhagi ki jingkala. But kanadumta the biggest inspiration he in person ki mga yo kadai na te but kaway ka jing ya lenti lara kadai kamo if you mane lara dai kanu ko decision lara dai kanu ko appreciation ru lara dai kanu ko approval ru lada nga sna shubo I make bikes te shubo mata nga sna bike hiyengam. She doesn't know how to ride bikes. She's not a bike person. Tindray lada nga sna mga te nga haban yo ya ka long no ya kata ka kajing menjur na ite kajing menjur asin long la itanat nem because she's like the most genuine person that I know of. Hajing ma'am mula riyong bakadi ka bomlong si say yung bendoong bakadi.
Yeah, no problem.
Kabumut kadi kabalong te takadaw nga abi. So there are women in my life kiba nga ngalong ko ta kidai ki para kantay jonga. But again now my wife te haman ki wi kliman dai la don kuno ko ba snal ni kuno ko bangale Kemudian ide ini ni para jonga. Te mentally kamtamli mengila edon lang with marriage, living together. Te maibe ibal along no kumba. It's like kalau do upay nam menganda kwa na kwa berpidi ram. I have the freedom of doing anything. Teman riba udon do upod nam uba pi kwa ti katu kajing
validation.
Validation. Ya tu kajing menjur lang am jonur. I mean it happens it happens with a friend or somebody long ba of course ba pi haban pitch wa even the shoes that I'm wearing ru shop akan pit am hey kadang juti dia tenar ngong sama kumna have the shandur hadu bin long do kabiang dan ngasayo akan pit so marriage life is for me is interesting. That's why I said bindas because it's more of a teamwork te kam desu tang ka UM de teamwork te wat mairu ilong kumta te kumud ka opinion so ka kumud in kwa be subula de nadu ijansem hadu earrings everything te I don't do all that teman but long it gives each other's confidence there ban to move out kan after you get that kind of validation. And appreciation first. So far so good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yo kikiao kikilomru kibabas kibatias.
Shout out to them. All the in-laws out there. Actually, in most people's life, it's like the most dreaded thing in the world. But I think it's really cool, right? The word that stuck out to me is when you said team. You're a team, right? That is so true. You hit the nail right in the head, man. Because we talk about men should dominate the marriage life or whatever it may be. But I think in relationship or marriage, it's always that teamwork,
True, correct.
Like if you fall down, she's there for you. It's not about being the man or whatever it may be, right? So that's since have gone through dating and all that, right? What is the tip of but I advice because there's so many guys dating right now. I know it has changed, but the principle still remains. So anyway, you're infectious, bro.
Ani langsung love guru mentah. Nadu menit.
So do talk about what is just say your tips to, because lots of guys are dating right now and there's lots of misperception, there's only that being an alpha male or whatever crap they talk about nowadays. Tamba, what is your take on dating and maybe just a small advice on guys, at least they'll make themselves more grounded as you, shall we say, the experiences that I've gone through, just like dating tips in general. Number one.
Okay, the number one.
Number one.
Okay, let's see how many comes out now.
Okay,
number one is that you need to work hard for it. So, see, why I say so? Halong ani, lada pim tre shitom da banta. If I say work hard for it, it doesn't mean that you work hard to get that woman, but you work hard on your love. Like how you give your love a test. Tate, or maybe, em kata kalaman mana number 2 lah. Anyway, so, but I mean, work hard in the sense, like, long ba subuh mentah pi internet pi update pi amat long don't give up easily te. Don't give up easily. Cuma mentah subuh mentah pi lae jam kamu peneribat pi trash tam in the sense long ba you work on your feelings, you work hard kan. You from trying to impress her to trying to care for her, trying to be there for her like emotionally, and then when she needs, just be there. So that is what it requires there. Normally kaba kongsan hiam kolong ba pihap ban trash tom kanang ba mdi tang ba mai in yo teman ba katu ka bon em katu ka jing ye day em long bakan ne kan su thiet kan. Tika ba arang ngom tum ni love for what?
James.
Love is wow. Okay, to. Anyway. To kamat sumi him ni mo to. Ka ba ar ba kalong ni? But la pi age don't have a concept. Kata nga experience le jong mo. La pi las mo show don't look at her as your girlfriend or don't approach her as a girlfriend. Approach her as a friend. Because all of the relationships in the world hadu mentade even nadu ki shipara nadu shikimish kipa nadu ukpa badukon hadu shilok hadu shikon mapi ukpa badukon barokhade they based on friendship. So la pis dang ya kanu ka relationship lepi itana lepi ilop lepi ibahay they approached her as a friend first. They ladies, please accept the friendship. That
is so true, man. Okay, we'll get with that. Okay. This all...
James, you're so bang. Anyway,
it's okay to be in the friend zone, guys. It's
yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's okay to be in friend zone. Why? I'm going to blame on people. Namarba, we've been friends with my wife till 2015 or 16, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
When I officially proposed her. Kata long and over the years long that friendship it long ka nice scam te. And that friendship you excuse ki bahiyeng ba iparlok teman ri pa long apart from that long pio long it's like you keeping a wall between you and that person long a wall long ba pim turthan long pim long too familiar te. Because the thing that most of these relationship feels them is over familiarity. The mentapat a lot of him if you haven't get to know that person as a friend, you straight had go. I mean, meeting that person as a girlfriend or as a boyfriend. There's too many things there to you can to handle again. Sinrepat a lot of you but as a friend long yai kay develop ski te
long too overwhelming.
Hoy. Okay, to kata di ka ba? Ar. Di ka ba lai lesing nong hakabay day but ka jing eight mo. I would suggest that people work on their love skills. So to say mo, love skills in the sense ba hindi man siya pajano te tang hadin katukan ni. Te maybe PCOE ting but u cousin or maybe with a friend or maybe with anybody who buying la thrice I'm sure which means in itself in itself that love is not genuine. Then if you work on your love, if you know that you are really in love, give it a test of time. You work on that love.
That's true.
And I believe I believe that any woman out there, if you have love for a woman, the woman will see you. Exactly. A woman will notice. And this philosophy love and let go. If you love a person so much, even if it's a girlfriend or it's a friend or anyone, but like betray according to your will, let them go.
Very good.
And I mean that's the least you could do for a person that you love. They just love and let go because love comes free. They just distribute it. But of course, for that special someone, you need to work for it. Give it a test of time. You have to work for it. Lie. Kabasaw.
Wow.
Kabasaw. Okay, to. Kabasaw. Nga try kande give me a clue. Give me a clue.
Okay, in my opinion, I think should have standards also. Like sometimes guys, I feel I'm even myself going through it. We sell ourselves too short sometimes. Like, how should you think of me? Maybe should I wear this clothes? She'll like me. I think sometimes like, what does she has to give to you as well, right? Because it's always a perception. Guys, I find it's like, when I'll get in a relationship with this girl, right? It's always like, when I'm gonna get. But what does she has to offer to you, right?
True,
is she a good
true,
person?
correct.
Is she there's so many.
Kata nga agree.
Yeah.
They long. What I would like to add in this point number 4, the long ba. Don't be too excited.
To all the guys out there.
Don't be too overexcited because things may or may not be long katati nomor ba ting em ngi long ngi ting indala yo lan khndia dem indala you am long too excited. Oh yes, no laram ti long chai baba chai cool down. They especially Laraday shushu kini ki first timers. They bampa juda dan you pat juda dan jingade banu they masin niknu to pila long excited and all that. Jai te nomor ko mo IP nei. It comes back to the third point long ba you need to give love a test of time. So don't be too excited. Normally a love that remains day is a love that that goes on again. They takadaw long wala excited pala kita iba pi ong pi by having standards ita ni I totally agree normally ting we like too over say self conscious they ngiklat te shapang the other person te they tenre pa long as much as we can. The only thing that I can say all the men and women, the boys and girls out there is please each other. In whatever time, whatever occasion that you have. I'll tell you one thing. I have a story.
Okay, story time.
This
is the longest we have had. Exciting one too. Go ahead.
Kalong ni.
Okay.
So kadon kawe
Kanuksa.
kawe kijingja mo.
Okay.
Kadai ka college week hapo Shillong College. College week Shillong College. Ting Shili Iros dinem. Idan ini week na ibang ilayap mateng manswa. I wouldn't call it a crush, but infatuation maybe.
Infatuation.
Yeah, okay. So, okay. Anyway, that is the only girl in Shillong College that I was kind of like into. They're not really into, but again, how. Tinga long sukwa ban long perlok kumtu long miru ikran nga tinga ikran ita mangim ide nakaju ka class from other department and I'm from other department dia katu kasngi tho na katu kasngi sorry katu kasngi ka last day jong ka jong ka college week the 11 no I went with my wife who is my wife now. So I went with her but eating along ID per long tamalong ipat ya jante. This is this was 2011 if I'm not mistaken. Tingalej 2011 I was still in college. Tingalej badi tingong my wife's name I call her Lala then. Tingong Lala I wanted to buy a rose not for my wife but for that girl. Okay. So I asked my wife
to buy
to go with me and then buy that flower. Okay. So we went and nipoy ako to jaka kapo umsosun pikama to jaka di sentiyo umsosun. Nipoy ang to ting lashim ting nilai ti sentiyo long to jit ma phi duno tang leran ma ai basau ma ting la phong sap ti sao ta singem tang ni leran chong kan ai no di bastem ti la thit ti rosam shpuding ga ti rosmo ayam ting la yu ti lara labat mi to rosam ti la ya ti mi li class Poshlong College my wife hapo college jong bi Poshlong College ti poi hapo ili hapo St. Anthony's College sorry St. Anthony's College ti poi St. Anthony's College ti lok pa larung no siya my friend then ti larung no siya po ti tingala ship no sentiyo tingam dan pala I tuck it inside my belt ken
okay
tingala hoy tingala tap po sapti ken confident so I went to this function college week and then there I saw this woman. Oh wow, I was like, whoa, she's like in her formal wear and she's walking. I'm like, looking, gorgeous and all that. So I was staring at her. I don't remember. Was it the hallway or was it the basketball field? But I could see her from a distance. She was wearing red. The red something I don't remember. Red with I don't know, golden. I don't know. But I do remember that she was wearing red because of my rose. My rose was yellow.
Okay.
So the hadian pada mas ni kumta ba iwan kumta. She begidan bitaki gayam, she bonhak, she abitaki boki bohe yam. So man lawai hangni. Hadu ba bitem na mga jayu ham. I turned back ham. I thought of taking out. I took out that rose, that yellow rose there. I thought of giving her. When I looked at my rose ham, it was broken. Namar mga tap siya po. Ngapi ham ilak dia. Ngapi bigiti kisuntiw shake it ham. Wala pa daw ngati ngalaaliran. Tila kam no. Ngatem nas nan siya po kamera kamayos nan. And then she went, tadi apa bayi kena siya. She smiled and then mga ladam ma. Pitim nem jayo. That same rose ngamino nang time ngalit siya po in Anthony's college and I gave it to my wife.
Wow.
And ever since that was the first time that I've given a rose cane to anyone, that I gave a rose to anyone. And interestingly, she is the only person till date that I would give roses.
Wow.
And from that day on, it continues that habit of giving her roses, with or without an occasion. Just give her roses. And thanks to the dukan po unso sun ay kong mga jutida
Sponsoring.
and interestingly, what I do by thorong iting shim sentiyo ni dukan ni fresh flowers.
Okay. I think if there was go on. Sorry.
Ngomong banong kumni long kabang mo banay nuksa ka di katate. But you need to work on your love. It's like don't be too excited. Give it a time. Jai tengmut phile kini gestures. Please one another, do good to one another, and that will give you a long lasting relationship there.
True.
That way it helps them.
I agree, man. That's a very good take. I think if there was a live audience, will be like, oh. Anyway,
This is the first time I'm saying this on camera.
Hey guys, first time the Lo-Fi evenings.
I didn't say the name of the other girl.
No, you didn't. Thank God. Okay.
Otherwise, my wife Anyway.
I think the last tip, just to end this conversation, I think will be respect girls, guys. I mean, respect doesn't mean that, respect like, you're better than me. Have self-respect, but respect them. Chivalry is not dead, The more I feel like we had this conversation, me and James, the other day, I think, a long time ago, no? It's like, if you respect girls, like not respect in a sense like, you're so gorgeous, you should be like a god or whatever, maybe. Hence the simp word came to being, like. I think respect in a way, like you respect her as a person and she has feelings, you respect her as a person. Just don't treat her like a unicorn or some kind, I think respect them for who they are. And I think girls nowadays, they really, the tip for you guys, okay, respect them in a good way.
Sure.
And definitely they will really reciprocate to your what you believe in. It doesn't mean that you if you pen dread ladi, it's like you have your self-respect, but also respect them and then definitely the girls will definitely fall for you for that. Anyway, so that was
okay. I
one more tip. Okay.
let me add one more point. This is the fifth, I guess. But I just remember, I'm not sure how many type of relationships that people nowadays have. I mean to say, like, porjungi isong dinosaur dong porjungi. Tende long what hakitu ki poru longi idan betang kumni bet. Parlok samla. Like nyata lakut. Tindre long mentang ngamtip langi don any other kind of relationships kibadan hapedeng. Tindre ngaku apa nong ikni kaway. The last tip that I would suggest them, get into a relationship until you see family there. Until you see family in the future again. Why? Because I see a lot of people out there who go through heartbreaks and all that is because they expect they expect to go like a long way, but it ends abruptly. And so my suggestion from my experience. So why I decided my wife to be my girlfriend, why she decided me to be her first boyfriend and her my first
Husband.
girlfriend, is because we saw each other as husband and wife, as both starting a family in the future. So that's when I realized that this is the woman for me, that this is the woman that I'm going to date with. And then if shubu mentandi shubu la pi don pat dikiwi per jimut amte pi don jimut you la pin shudan tangki perlok shipor leni you look at it just 5 years thing or 10 years thing ya kata ngam la bentem teman repat la da kalong kumnu kumnuru what shed de nai shed diki la pi kwa banong ang kwa shu kwa perlok mentasan senam to I mean straight on the face. No, I just want company for 5 years. Oh yeah. Then
Being frank,
just be frank. So if you are that serious about a relationship, if you are that serious about having a person beside you, then commit. Kan? If he commit, ya itu ibriam ne ya ul ne ya kaam tang na repilayo your life together as a family. Otherwise, don't. And then it'll save you a lot of heartbreaks.
Wow.
Love Guru.
Yes.
I think the first student is James. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a good way to end the conversation though. Okay, cool. I hope you guys learn a lot today, I think, about love and especially about Ferdinand and his life, right? Oh, sorry, that's it. Okay. So anyway, without further ado, Mr. Ferdinand Rani, thank you for coming in the podcast. It's really been a pleasure. I think we talked about a lot of issues, talk about your life, talk about relationships. It's very important. I hope you guys get some good tips from there. So do follow his channel and his Instagram as well. And it's code Freemen only, right? Okay, anyway. So you want to give any shout outs to anyone out there? Any friends, family? This is your platform right now. And you already have a platform, the second platform, I guess.
Yeah. First of all, to you, Jones.
Thank you.
James, Sunny, and Ehsan there. Thank you guys for putting up this show. And I wish you guys all the best. I'm pretty sure there will be more people who will be tuning into your podcast and have many interesting and inspiring stories that you'll have to tell from your podcast. I've always wanted of having a podcast on my own back then before I would start YouTube, but this makes me want to think twice and I mean wanted not just think twice, I mean wanted to start soon. But anyway, all the best for you and your team. And Kulish bon ni ki parlok jingi ki bai pente drum ning like kan Kulish
Kedisha kata
lo de pi kwa ban kran ben pi kwa ban kran mo fila ban drop in comment ka sejaba ma
dengan kasih.
Kulish bon ni pi ya pe ya kani ka podcast kani compare ngasutu nomor ba pila tilut brokhai la tilut nalu tenrai ngala itu lut hani brokhai jak la solerai meta
mystery
te Andre Kulish bon ni bajun seni subscribe kani channel bat kumju uru ya ka podcast ka jongi te I believe you'll keep all the links in the description te bat sa subscribe bat sa follow ki nomor bagi dang bon bhang nge ki nongkren ki bandang wan hakani ka platform ba phin yo sngo ya ki jing ni tho khana le se ki stories ya ki ba pher ki ba pipla ban yo masi mo te but shout out to my wife. She made this evening, and this conversation is. I mean, I love it because I don't get to talk about my wife much, So especially in a public platform like this.
A small glimpse to your life, shall we say? Right? How you guys complement each other. I think you're both champions at the end of the day, cutting each other.
True.
Like Jay-Z and Beyonce kind of thing. Anyway, if that makes sense.
Oh,
So-
nice.
Without further ado, thank you for all the viewers out there for watching and for listening as well. And yeah, just want to say follow Ferdinand and aka Code Freeman, and they'll all be in the description down below, up here, down here. So without further ado, thank you, and yeah, just have a good conversation with someone. Drink your favorite beverage, and at the end of the day, it's all about the conversation that you have with the person, and it's about cherishing those moments actually. So yeah, without further ado, thank you, good night,
Thank you,
and
thank
until
you.
next time, stay lo-fi.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Oh
Let's
my
have Shabbat.